Hello and welcome. Firstly, it's good to be back to work. This is where one kind of belongs. It was a good break to recharge, to recalibrate things through. But huge match for the Kolkata Knight Riders, not so much for the Punjab Kings. First things first, there has been a lot of talk about the weather in Kolkata. The prediction are for thunder showers for 4 days of the week, up to Thursday, even Friday. There is a low pressure belt that has stretched out, and yesterday, for example, Sunday, when I was coming back around 4 p.m., when the flight was on way, the pilot, the captain announced that Kolkata airfield was experiencing real thunder showers, and there was a lot of rain around. So there was a lot of turbulence on the flight, lot of turbulence when we kind of landed around 6 o'clock. The rain had subsided, but there was a lot of turbulence on the way down. In the evening, it was cooler. The kind of heat that we generally expect at this point in time in Kolkata was not the case. It was much cooler. Even when this morning, when I woke up around 6 o'clock, it was much cooler. That is because of the rain from yesterday. At this point in time, it is still bright and sunny. From the morning, it has been bright and sunny. My house is about 20 minutes from where Eden Gardens is. It is bright and sunny. There has been no chance of rain, but as the evening progresses, there are predictions of thunder showers. There are predictions of possible showers in Kolkata and around Bengal. So there is a chance, a slight chance of the match getting impacted in some sort. People have asked me in our work group also that do you kind of think that the match might get washed out? No, I don't think the match might get washed out at all. Eden Gardens, they cover the entire ground under Saurav. This is one thing that he has improved by quantum leaps. Quantum leaps, the kind of drainage facility that Eden Gardens now has, the kind of coverage, the ground coverage that Eden Gardens now has. I absolutely don't see any reason why we have to say that the match will be washed out. In fact, yesterday, and you can kind of see visuals. You can see visuals, uh, on the screen as well. Neil will play some of the visuals from yesterday when practice was washed out and the entire stadium was covered. So you can see that. So the first things first, there is a chance of weather interruption, but I absolutely don't envisage the match to be washed out. I know Shubhan was telling me yesterday that there is a chance of showers. There is a chance of showers. There might be a delay. There might be a curtailed game. There could be impact, but I genuinely don't see the game getting washed out at all. So that's the first update that I have to give you today about today's game. Second thing, there has been a lot of talk about Ajinkya Rahane in the last few days. First things first, I am extremely fond of Ajinkya Rahane. For the longest time, I've backed Ajinkya Rahane. I think his captaincy has not been given its due, at least for the national team. His test record, he should have played 100 test matches. People might say average into the 40s, but he has played some outstanding innings for India and played a stellar hand in some of the biggest wins for India. Some of his brilliant innings, some absolutely stunning innings has been played by Ajinkya Rahane. At the top of the pile will be the Melbourne 100. In the 2020-21 series, the kind of impact that Ajinkya Rahane had as skipper is unrivaled. People don't give him that kind of credit because brand Rahane is not the same as, say, brand a couple of other players, say a Rohit or a Virat or even KL Rahul, who has a perhaps bigger brand than an Ajinkya Rahane or even Jasprit Bumrah. But Rahane's impact in red ball cricket as captain of India in that particular series is absolutely phenomenal, and I've forever backed Ajinkya Rahane. So the moment you say something critical, people come out and these days start talking about PR. Oh, this is positive PR, this is negative PR. Frankly, this is no PR. I don't give two the damns about PR. There is no reason to do any PR, either pro Rahane or anti Rahane. Ajinkya is very close to me, so the question of doing anything anti Rahane doesn't even arise. He's a dear friend, dear friend. I've known him from his first match when, and his story. In fact, in 2013, I was one of the first people who wrote that piece when he made his debut. How he grew up. His parents would walk him for miles when he wanted to go and train. He would take an auto. He would walk. His mother would carry his kit bag. So the young Ajinkya story to the Ajinkya Rahane of today is somebody I have seen evolve. The question of having an agenda against him does not even arise. In fact, my friend Sanjeev Navangul, the head of Bharat Serum and Vaccines, between Sanjeev and I, we keep talking Ajinkya. Sanjeev is one of Ajinkya's biggest backers. So the piece that I did day before yesterday, the first person I sent the piece to was Sanjeev, asking him, kindly take a look. Do you think it's biased? He wrote back saying it's a first class piece. In fact, that's where my point is. The question that one has to ask about Ajinkya Rahane, and that's our job. Our job is to ask the constructively critical questions without malice, no PR whatsoever, is can Ajinkya Rahane score at 180, 190, which is par for the Eden Gardens? Now, this is also because his middle order hasn't stood up. This is also because KKR does not have a good bowling attack. This is also because Eden Gardens 200 is not safe. Eden Gardens, anything around 220 runs can be chased down at the Eden Gardens. So Ajinkya Rahane, if he's batting at the top of the order with, say, Finn Allen scored 25 of 6 balls against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. So that's about 400. Ajinkya Rahane did not get going. Chalo, one match you can take as an aberration. But even against the Mumbai Indians, his 40 ball 67, and it's pretty basic. 40 ball 67 means a strike rate of 167-68. The team got 220. Strike rate is 190. If you bat at under the team strike rate in the T20 format, when you're actually opening the batting and you have advantage of using the power play, sadly for Kolkata Knight Riders, it is not going to suffice. And in the case of Ajinkya, this is exactly the point. At the Wankhede, for example, 240 is par. So that means you have to score at 200 strike rate, not at 167, 168. That will not work for KKR. Now, some people might come and say, when Ajinkya was batting, Bolt and Bumrah were bowling. That's okay. But these pitches are tailor-made for aggression at the top, and KKR was 78. So if you go and check, Ajinkya Rahane, after scoring 50, he literally slowed down in the last kind of 15 runs. I think he scored literally a run a ball. You can't do that. That is the problem. He was going at 200. The power play was brilliant, 78 of 6 overs. Brilliant power play. But then, when you are saying that, 55 to 60, 67, 68, 12, 13 runs, if you take 13, 14 balls, you are actually talking about a strike rate which is not enough. 120 strike rate can never be enough in this format for that period. That middle over slowdown, rather middle over slowdown, is what impacted KKR's momentum in that game. Can Ajinkya Rahane be singled out? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But as captain, the buck stops with him. For Ajinkya Rahane, it is absolutely imperative that as captain, he leads from the front alongside of Finn Allen. He is the one who KKR supporters will want tonight to lead the charge. The intent that he spoke about, at the press conference is what we want to see translated. And he has a huge role to play. Now, several things need to be discussed here. Number one, can KKR take a punt and open with Sunil Narine? Sunil Narine lowered down the order. Yes, he hit those 2 sixes the other day. But Sunil Narine lowered down the order is a clear waste for KKR. With the field spread out, do you expect a Sunil Narine to be able to do the job? I don't. I don't think Sunil Narine lower down the order has any utility whatsoever for KKR. Rather, if you put Sunil Narine at the top, he can come and be given the license to kill. He can absolutely go hammer and tongs for the bowling. Suppose he gets out second ball, no problem. It is a free wicket because Sunil Narine lower down the order will really make no difference for the team. Having said that, if If Sunil Narine is able to be there for 2 overs, you will see between Finn Allen and Sunil Narine, KKR is 30 plus. If Sunil is there for say 3 overs, you will see KKR scoring more than 30 to 40 runs. So, is there a punt that KKR and Ajinkya Rahane can take by sending Sunil Narine up the order? Is a very valid question to ask. That will mean Ajinkya Rahane at 3, Cam Green 4, Rinku Singh 5, or Ankush Raghuvanshi 5, Rinku Singh 6, Ramandeep Singh 7, Anukul Roy 8. This is perhaps the best batting order for KKR, because at this point in time, you are not making the most of the Sunil Narine opportunity. Also, if Sunil is able to give KKR the start alongside Finn Allen, it will allow Ajinkya Rahane at least a couple of balls to get his sighter in and then go for the shots. It will allow KKR to make maximum use of the power play. So, wanted to make this point about Sunil. Now to the middle order. Why am I saying that Ajinkya Rahane has to do the job at the start? That is because KKR's middle order has not been up to the mark. Now people will say, but why are you faulting Rahane? He is the captain. As captain, you have to take additional responsibility. Make no mistake about it. The buck stops with him. So take the middle order. A Rinku Singh, a Ramandeep Singh, and Anukul Roy. Rinku Singh, with all the opportunity that he has got, he was part of the Indian team in the World Cup. Unfortunately, when India pushed Tilak Verma down, he had to give way. Now, when you see the IPL, you see a Samir Rizvi doing wonderfully well. You see many other talented players doing wonderfully well, and you realize that Rinku Singh has to do much better than what he has done so far for KKR. He has to play a couple of match-winning innings at 5 or 6. He has to score at a strike rate of say 150, 200, 180, 200, much like what Tim David did. Think of the Royal Challengers Bengaluru game. The match was in the balance. Till the 13th over, it was 10 and over. And all of a sudden, in the last 7, they scored about 120 odd runs, and it was beyond CSK. Tim David took the bull by the horn, literally toyed with Noor Ahmed, nailed the game, closed the game, and took the Royal Challengers Bangalore score, which was impossible for CSK to chase down. 250 generally doesn't get chased down. That's what the Tim David contribution was at the middle of the order, and something that Rinku Singh ought to do. Scoring 30 odd in 17, 18 balls, 150, 60 strike rate at the end will not work in this day and age of high risk, high reward. Earlier, it sounds nice, 32 of 17, 20 balls. So what is the total translation? It is 160 strike rate. It will not work. You are talking about a 220 score, a 240 score these days. And in that scenario, 190, 185, 90 strike rate is an absolute prerequisite. That's what Rinku Singh has to do as the vice captain of KKR. As part of the leadership, the onus lies with him as much as with Ajinkya Rahane. Now take the case of Ramandeep Singh. Ramandeep Singh has been talked up much by the KKR management. Raman is a talented player, make no mistake about it. Ramandeep Singh has the ability to tonk the ball, is an outstanding fielder, and also has the ability to bowl a couple of overs. Now, people have compared him with Andre Russell. Every season, if you go back in history and just check, you will realize that Andre Russell has won KKR at least 2 or 3 games almost on his own individually. That's been his contribution. Plus, he has been able to bowl a couple of overs at the death almost regularly whenever he has played. He's hit the deck bowling. He would come and bowl 2 overs for sure. Can Ramandeep Singh do that? Can Ramandeep Singh have the telling impact? It is huge boots to fill. Everybody knows that it's almost impossible to fill the boots of Andre, who is a certified bona fide legend of the T20 format. Having said that, for the sake of KKR, Ramandeep Singh has to do that job. He has to stand up and deliver for KKR, not just on the field, but also with bat and ball. Can Ramandeep Singh score a 10 ball 20 at 25 of 10 balls, much like Shivam Dubey has done for India in the World Cup? Remember the final? That 8 ball 25-26 had a tremendous impact in the final, took the game away from New Zealand. Can Ramandeep Singh do something like that for KKR? Coming lower down the order at say number 6, number 7, number 8, can Ramandeep Singh score these quick cameos at 10 ball 25 or 8 ball 25 that kind of gives KKR that final push? Also, does he have the potential and the talent to come good for KKR with the ball? That could well be extremely important for KKR in a scenario where the bowling has not come good. And here's my final 2 points. One, if I take a look at the KKR team at the moment, it looks to me to be somewhat disjointed, because if you take a look at the bowling, there is no Harshit Rana. That's a massive blow as far as KKR is concerned. Have you got enough from Blessing Muzarabani? The question needs to be asked. Or will you slot Mathish Pathirana in the moment he comes and joins the team? Will you slot Mathisha Pathirana in straight up? Without Akashdeep, without Harshit Rana, and without Mustafizur Rahman, does this bowling attack have the teeth to stop a team like the Punjab Kings? When you have somebody like a Priyan Sharia who took Matt Henry to the cleaners, when you have somebody like a Prabsimran Singh who will attack from ball go, when you have players like that, a Priyan Sharia who has been in stellar form, Prabsimran Singh who has been in top-notch touch, when players like that start to attack you, does the KKR power play bowling give you the kind of confidence that they are well capable of stopping Punjab? It doesn't to me. Blessing Muzarabani has been average at best. Average. Vaibhav Arora at the start of the innings has been decent, but does Vaibhav Arora give you the kind of confidence that he can stop somebody like a Priyan Sharia or a Prabsimran Singh or a Shreyash Iyer? Maybe not. And that's what brings me to KKR spin. Look, every time KKR has done well, including the 2024 title campaign, yes, it was Mitchell Stark who was absolutely stunning. In that final, that Abhishek Sharma delivery for me is the ball of the IPL, perhaps in history. But the entire season, the two people who have stood up for KKR time and again have been Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narine. Now, Ajinkya Rahane's problem is neither of the two are in top shape. Varun Chakravarti has conceded almost 45 to 50 runs every match in the last 8-9 games that he has played, either for India or for KKR. Now, Varun has to come back. I know Varun decently well to say he's one of the most hardworking cricketers, he's one of the most committed cricketers, and he's one of the most resilient cricketers. Even on off days or optional days for Indian training, Varun would inevitably come to practice and try and improve his skills. Whatever happens, Varun needs to be handled better. Varun needs to be given the cushion, and a Varun Chakravarti in form can make a massive difference for KKR. So what am I proposing? I don't think Varun should be bowled in the power play. Give it to Narine. Varun in the power play without the field restrictions, with limited confidence at the moment. He's clearly not in the best mental shape, Varun Chakravarti. If Ajinkya Rahane pushes the ball to Varun Chakravarti in the power play, there is a chance that Varun might just concede a lot of runs. He has in the recent past. He doesn't have the confidence to be able to bowl the power plays like he always does for India. So give him that cushion. Give him the cushion for a couple of games. All he needs is one good game of 2 or 3 wickets. The moment he's able to do that, you will see Varun Chakravarti back. So instead of Varun Chakravarti, I would envisage giving it to Sunil Narine in the power play. For example, I was very surprised why Ajinkya Rahane did not bowl Sunil Narine against Rohit Sharma and the Mumbai Indians. Sunil Narine has a very, very good record against Rohit Sharma, yet he was not given the ball. He did not even finish his quota. So when I take a look at the KKR setup at this point in time, I don't think it has been the great IPL, greatest tournament so far. You cannot, yes, you might lose, but you might say, oh, I was lucky, I've come close, etc. KKR hasn't. KKR has looked ranked pedestrian. At the top of the order, Ajinkya Rahane has to bat at 185-90. You absolutely can take a chance with Sunil Narine and do an experiment. You can take that punt with Sunil Narine at the top of the order alongside Finn Allen to try and give you a magical power play against reasonable attacks. Punjab has a good attack. You have somebody like an Arshdeep Singh, but Sunil Narine, small ground, Eden Gardens, can indeed get stuck into Arshdeep Singh. So try Sunil Narine at the top, could even give Ajinkya Rahane the cushion that we are talking about. In the middle order, you have to have Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, and Anukul Roy perform, because without that, if we only say Finn Allen and Ajinkya Rahane will be able to win KKR the match, that is not going to be possible. So no one is singling out Ajinkya Rahane. Having said that, as the captain of the ship, it is his responsibility to get the best out of his players. The buck does stop at his door. So it is very, very important for Ajju to be able to take these calls. Finally, I have zero intention of doing PR either for Rahane or against Rahane. I would be very pleased if KKR wins, because ultimately it is a team from my city. I know what it means for the Kolkata fans. I know they throng the Eden Gardens, they buy their tickets, they spend their money. The transport at the end of the game is not the best yet. Every match is literally kind of full at the Eden Gardens. People go and watch the game to support the home team, which in this case is KKR. So I know what it means to these supporters. I absolutely want KKR to do well, because if you lose three on the trot, then the campaign can just go out of control and start to go downhill. It becomes very difficult to come back after losing three on the trot. Miracles happen, but it is very, very difficult for KKR if they lose tonight. So I would say there's no PR here, no pro, no anti. I would want Ajinkya Rahane to do well, but more importantly, he should be focused on the game. Forget the press conferences, forget the talk. It is the job of the media to ask questions. They will. Ajinkya's job is to do the thing with the bat at 180 strike rate, get his changes right as far as captain, and bring KKR's campaign back on track. KKR has to win tonight to be able to stay in the hunt solidly, and before they face the Lucknow Super Giants on the 9th in Kolkata. Can Ajinkya Rahane and his team do that? Can the Kolkata Knight Riders bowling step up? Can the Kolkata Knight Riders middle order step up, led by Vice Captain Rinku Singh? All of these questions will be answered tonight and will give us some idea where the KKR campaign is going from here. That's all I have for you on this particular show at 5 at 5. Now that I'm back, I will obviously do regular shows and bring you a lot more. For the moment, that's all I have. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being with us. Multi-sport coverage from on ground. By the way, today, Shubhayan, Debashish, Mohor, Shoujani, Rahul, all of them will be at the Eden Gardens. So watch out for the live broadcast from 6 o'clock, 6:30 onwards. Thank you very much for